everyone, I'm Linda from Purple Rose Digital, and today I will show you how to make my strawberry fields folio. Okay, so we'll start with the landscape folio. We will glue the inside and the outside back to back. Make sure you get enough glue on the edges and where the fold lines are. I've pre-folded the inside to make it easier. Make sure you glue it nice and flat and align it properly. If there's any white edges, you can just trim that off. Now you can fold it. Make sure it's dried properly before you fold. And when you fold it, make sure that it aligns in the middle so your folio closes nicely. Okay, now we will glue the barn folio. We will glue the inside and outside back to back again, leaving that little glue flap open at the bottom. So we won't place any glue on that. I like to use any scrap paper for a glue sheet, so don't mind that. Just make sure you get enough glue on all the edges, and again where the fold lines are, make sure you don't go over that line so that that glue flap doesn't have any glue on it yet. This one is a bit tricky to align, so take your time. Make sure you align it as good as possible. But again, if there's any white sticking out, you can just trim that off afterwards. But the better you align it, the less trimming you will have to do. Make sure it's nice and flat. You can always use a ruler or a bone tool to make sure your glue is on properly everywhere. You can play around with the alignment a bit if you're using a glue stick like me. Of course, you can use any glue that you prefer. Just go ahead and trim off any white edges. I've got quite a few here. I'll quickly trim them off. Once that's done, you can fold the doors in. Just make sure your folds are nice and flat. I pre-scored them to make it easier. You can use your ruler or your bone tool to flatten the folds. Now we will glue the barn onto the back of the landscape folio using that glue flap. Now you can also glue it completely flat if you want. I like the effect of it being able to flap and you can still see the back of the barn. It can also give a bit of a 3D effect when you fold it open. So it's completely up to you if you want to glue it only with the flap or if you want to glue it completely flat. You can align it anywhere you want. I've chosen to leave a bit open at the bottom and align it at the top. If you glued it only on the flap, you can use your ruler to just fold that over there. Again, you can glue that back of the barn onto the folio if you want. Now we can do the pockets. Just score the folds and fold them over. Place some glue on the flaps and then you can glue them onto the folio. The big pocket is for the middle panel. You can put it in the middle or at the bottom like I did. It's completely up to you. The other two pockets I've decided to put on the left and right panel about halfway up. You don't have to do it exactly the same. You can put them also at the bottom or even on the middle panel as well. Make sure they're glued nice and flat before you try to place anything in there, and of course let them dry properly. Otherwise they will pull up if you try to place your ephemera in the pockets. Now we will work on the barrel pocket. You will see I didn't trim all the white edges yet. Make sure it's aligned properly. You'll see one of the planks has got like a dark line, so that needs to be on the same side, front and back. So after we've glued it together back to back, we can trim off the white edges. It's just easier that way around to get the alignment proper. Make sure you place enough glue. Align the top sides properly. Just check everywhere to make sure it's aligned, front and back. And once that is done, you can let it dry properly and you can start trimming off the white edges after it's dried. So trim that half off where it's supposed to be cut out. Trim off all the white parts that's still sticking out. Once that is done, we can do the band for the strawberries. So this will be the band that will hold the strawberries on the inside of the barrel. I've scored it in the middle and also a third on the left and right. So you'll fold it in half and you'll fold actually a quarter in on the left and a quarter in on the right. There is a line that you will see where to do that. Now you can place your glue place enough glue everywhere because you're going to fold it in half and glue it flat. And once that's nice and flat and your glue is dried, you can fold in the sides again. Fold the sides in. Now we can check where we want to glue it. We will be gluing it on the inside of the whole barrel, not the one with the cutout. And we will make sure that it is hidden underneath that. So you can fold that in half to close your barrel. Now you can check where you want to place it, where it's nicely hidden but close to the top. Apply some glue on the back of the left and right piece that you folded in. Glue that in place on the inside of the barrel. Make sure it's not sticking out, so it's nicely hidden. And let that dry properly as well before you try to put any strawberries in. Now we will glue the mouse in place. You can leave it loose. I prefer to glue it on so it doesn't move when you put your strawberries in. And preferably on the top of the band. So just glue the top of the mouse by the ears, more or less, onto the band so it won't catch when you put your strawberries in. And there you go, that's your barrel with your surprise mouse. I'll put that aside to dry. And then you can glue it into your barn. Again, you can leave this loose. I prefer to glue it onto the barn, the inside of the barn, so when you're placing your strawberries, it's just easier when it's attached to the barn. So place your glue on the back of that barrel, the back flap on the outside. And glue it onto the inside of your barn, wherever you like. I chose the middle, sorry, the front right, so there's still a bit of the back barn door showing. And there you go, let that dry. Now you can cut out and place your other ephemera. And enjoy your strawberry folio. The fun part is placing the strawberries in the barrel. You can do as many as you like. I just did 3 just to demonstrate. And there you have it, open and closed. And you can leave them there or you can store them in the back. Make sure to check out my Etsy shop for more.